I see you. Dr. Jonas Ladimi. There you are. Eugenia Sintimedi. Malik Inadenta. Pansa Latte Kwiapem KO in Danceman Sarah, a man fall inside Winneba. Brassy Bido, I see you. Where are the Canadians? Frederick Frimpong Belfi, Nana Ansah Poku, Kelvis Dunklin, Aoshi Land Estate, Stephen Jampo in Tinkong, Sherman Asantua, Rose Barbecue Pussy. There you are. Philemon in Techiman. Philemon, I don't remember you marking you on the roll call. Thanks for joining. Nana Kwesiave, aka Cambodia, I see you. Vanguard Assurance. Cosby is in the main. Emmanuel Ayambila, listen, see you. Lawyer Martin Kwebu. Bishop Samuel Mensah. Anna Awiti in the maze. Rookie is repping from Hacho. Kapi Daniel from Al Qaza, South Lebanon, listening live. William Thomasing, tapping your feet and bopping your head. Thanks for joining. I'm Thomason of CDH Holding and the Peninsula Resort. Velma, Selma, and Hillary are listening. I guess playtime is over. Nito G from Tema Newtown. I see you. Well, you know, we start the way we start. Until the lions have their own historians. The tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And you know, I'll say that again. Folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa. And I say thank God it's Monday. It's that time again where we meet up to do what we do best. We reason, we think aloud, bring ideas together, discern, above all, show love for nation. Let me welcome you to the ritual I call That's My Opinion. Probably one of the most important rituals on talk radio. Only on Joy 99.7 FM. Right here every Monday at the same time. Make it a point. Our topic today, folks, is this the end of Western democracy? Big question. Is this the end of Western democracy? Folks, at this point, I say let us all gather and make truth good. So once upon a time, it was the struggle for independence. And the nation was split as to whether we get independence now or we get independence in the nearest possible time. Obviously, Nkrumah said now, JB and Co said later. The battle line was drawn and it was so entrenched that people born after the event continued the fight. In fact, there are many who didn't even have the full facts but took positions and stuck to it, either independence now or independence later. Yeye Nkrumah, Yeye Buzia. They hadn't even bothered to read the history. They were born into families who had started the feud, so they just continued. Folks, all throughout history, we've had one or two other political functions that divided us. But the next major one which has endured was the Jerry Rawlings era, through to NDC MPP, when the floodgate was opened that multi-party politics should start. Folks, it is almost as entrenched as the JB Nkrumah saga. In fact, you could call it a cult. It has become like a cult. People are literally possessed. The nation is split along these lines. It is so much so, folks, and you may think it's a joke, but it is so much so that even God's prophecies are given along these lines. As we are nearing elections, God will start giving conflicting messages. Candidate A will win, candidate B will win. Oh yes. Folks, at this rate, very soon God himself will come down and vote in Ghana. The way we are going, one day God himself will come down, queue up, and cast a vote. All manner of prophets are going to get up and they are going to see and proclaim and profess the electoral results. It is as though God has no business but to endouble in our MPP NDC saga. That's how entrenched it is. Folks, it is so much so that even if you breathe in too hard to be interpreted, if you breathe in is MPP, if you breathe out is NDC. And so if you breathe in harder than you breathe out, then we know where you stand. That's how sad it is. Folks, those in political circles have played on this division for so long to their advantage. And a great number of us have fallen for it. So we only get angry at the party we don't support, even if we are suffering, even if our roads, our water, our schools are damaging, and our party is in power. We don't make too much noise, as if we would have done if the party we didn't support was in power. Folks, the dynamic seems to be changing. It's been slow, it's been long, but there's a subtle wind of change blowing. And it's like a whirlwind, and it may gather speed one day, but it's blowing. Because the story, folks, that someone wanted independence later or someone wanted independence now is no more relevant. Independence is here. It's been here over 60 years. What have you done with it? That's what the youth are asking. They don't care who wanted it now or later. No. They were born into it. It's here now. What are you doing with that independence? The story that under Jerry Rawlings' regime, men were shot, soldiers went rampant, and there were excesses is no more relevant. This was 44 years ago. Half the people alive today were not even born. The other half who witnessed those era are dead and gone. The other half who witnessed the era are also dead and gone. So folks, now we are faced with an equal reality. The accounts will say, as I said, they are growing FM. The food on the table, how much does it cost? Transportation, how safe is it and how much does it cost? Accommodation, is it available and how much? 2-year rent, 1.5-year rent, 1-year rent. That is what is on the table now. A decent job, healthcare, have decent quality education. Folks, they don't care. When independence came, who was beaten in Makola or who was shot at Teshin Range, now it is no more. Enyanasem. How do I get a job? Where do I stay? How do I commute to the job? They don't care about your Dankwa and your Buzia and your Nkrumah and Enyanasem view. Man must survive. How is he going to survive on independence now or later? How does somebody wake up today and say, I'm surviving because I said I wanted independence later? The reality is hitting home because the new generation, all these stories and myths are no more applicable. Folks, another important fact to be realized is that the population has nearly doubled from 1992. Nearly doubled. When we drafted the Constitution and put in all the laws and allowances and the leeways and everything. So now there are more mouths to feed. There are more idle hands looking for job. There are more graduates and people who have finished school who are desperate to fit into the system. More also affect the quality. More will affect your quality, especially if the speed is not checked. If the more comes in too fast, your quality is affected. Once quality is affected, desperation is high. Survival of the fittest. We draw that imaginary line. I can afford to sink a borehole, put barbed wires on my wall, get a 4-wheel drive. So if the roads are bad and the security is bad and the water is no good, it doesn't affect me. It breeds desperation. Folks, it breeds desperation. Folks, going out of Ghana, right out of the West Coast, we see a wave of military takeovers. Quite a number of the people within these countries seem to support the move. And 4 nations falling to soldiers is quite alarming in such a short space of time. So the other West African nations are adhering to the old Akan adage of if you see your friend's chin on fire, fetch water and keep it close to yours. But in this case, folks, how much water do we fetch? Folks, how long can this system hold? How long can this system hold? So the issue of sending troops to attack this, attack that, it's never here or there. I think Colonel Festus said it right, that why don't you find out why the coup d'etats are coming rather than you just going to stop it? You think it just came out of the blue? How long can the system hold? Folks, imagine I walk into multimedia for a 4-year job contract. Over the 4-year period, I will be paid 40,000 Ghana cedis. I go around looking for 60,000 Ghana cedis. Oh, mommy 5, mommy 10, oh, mommy wait, 60,000 cedis. I bring the 60,000 cedis to the CEO, Ken. Plead with Ken. Lobby for the job. And I don't even do it in secret, folks. I'll make people know that this is how much I am spending to get the job. 60,000 to get a 40,000 job. And I still go around freely. The new Ghanaian may no more take this sitting down. Folks, the new Ghanaian may no more take this sitting down. Maybe our generation, we were asleep. Maybe we were not switched on. We were too slow to catch up. But the new Ghanaian, maybe not. Very telling that you go and take 60,000 to buy a job that will pay you 40,000. Openly telling people your motive without discussing it. Folks, maybe you haven't thought about this, but let's see if you have, or let me bring your mind to it. Folks, members of the party in power today, MPP, out campaigning to be president. And so they have done the right thing by resigning to campaign, which is good. Leave government, go and fight for your power. But it's intriguing, folks, that they are vowing not to toe the line of their own government. Folks, they are campaigning and vowing not to toe the line of their own government. They have all these wild and good ideas which they think that is what is needed to push the country forward. Because usually it will be, I am here to continue the good works of the party. Hello? But if I am coming to tell you, what are you trying to tell us? What are you trying to tell us, that all that time that you were part, now it's very amazing. Because usually I am here to continue the good works. But to tell us that you are departing from the status quo because it's not good enough, folks, this kind of politics is coming to an end. That's what we are seeing. We haven't seen it here, but that's what we are seeing. It's coming to an end. Folks, again, assuming you hold a political office, and let me double or quadruple your pay, 100,000 Ghana cedis, including your allowances, 100,000 Ghana cedis a month. In a year, you'll be paid 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Over an 8-year period in office, folks, you will earn 9.6 million Ghana cedis. Converted into dollars, approximately $873,000 over 8 years. Folks, assuming you don't eat, drink, pay any funeral, donation, school fees, you don't touch your pay. I mean, for you, it was fasting and prayers all the time. You will have $873,000. So, folks, the system where illegal and immoral are at loggerheads will have to change. If it's going to survive for the future, it has to change. We see things that are immoral, but on the books, very legal. Folks, at this case, we need a big bucket of water by our chin. We will need to fetch a big bucket of water by our chin because the times are different now. Ghana is indeed very blessed. I know when I say that, people say, oh, I say, look, there's still some magic in this country. There's still a spark in this country. We are blessed with stability and maturity. You can't just pick up a gun and say, hey, I'm the president. It's not that simple here. So we should use or capitalize on that maturity to immediately relook at this thing called democracy. Because currently it looks more like the monarchs of the old laced with aristocracy. Folks, it looks more like the monarchs of the old laced with aristocracy. And folks, everywhere in the world that this system was practiced, it fell. Russia, France, name it, it fell. Throughout history, the masses got to a point where they said, enough is enough. We cannot all be here. You collect our taxes, and then when you are ill, you fly out to a good hospital. And then me now, Jay, me tax. You know, when I'm ill, I go and queue up in the polyclinic, and they tell me there's no paracetamol. It gets to a point where the masses will say, no. This nonsense must stop. It will get to that point. Now, we are a very blessed country. However, there is a limit to every elastic. Every elastic has its limit, no matter how stretchy it is. And we should not push ours to the limit. Folks, I'm saying all the people want and are yearning for is a government of discipline and common sense. Folks, where we are today in the world, all the people want, folks, nobody wants perfection, but we are desperate for excellence. Folks, we are desperate for excellence. We see the advantages around us. We see the opportunities around us, and we just need to be guided to harness it. Discipline and common sense. That's what the people are crying for. So this idea that come low, come high, whether we have money or don't have money, we need to queue up and vote and do this and do that and give all imperial powers to one person. Sometimes we haven't even had the opportunity to actually access the person. Sometimes the person hasn't even got such track record to be given such power and authority and everything. If you look at the guy's CV, you ask, how many people have you hired? How many businesses have you run successfully? Have you even been bankrupt before? Have you borrowed money? Did you pay back? Nothing. Nothing. We just hand over so much power, authority, money, imperial status, give it to one person. We must sit down and re-look at it. Re-look at it. I've always said that we always had our democracy. And one of the reasons why our democracies have not fallen till date, that you go from state to state, Asante, Akwamu, all these states still have their kings there ruling, and the people are happy to serve because they can connect, they can relate. No system is perfect, no. However, there are some which are more equal than others. Let us sit down and find out, why is it that these kings are there ruling? What makes the people, because the same people who are upset with central government are the same people who are ready and willing to serve these kings. Why? What are they doing differently? What are they doing differently that we can mimic in central government? Next Akwasidai, beginning of September, right? And Nana Ansah Kwao IV says having a big Akwasidai. And already, all hotels in Akwamu are booked. All the hotels in Akwamu are booked. Everybody is gunning to come and support him, celebrate his big Akwesidai. Now I can imagine if he was running for MP. On that day, he would have to go and rent all the metro buses and trotros and loaders and come and carry these same people there. He will have to feed them, water them, pay for them. But we flip the coin. Now he's a traditional ruler. He just puts out the notice. Akwesidai Kesiye. And everybody is trooping in. Hotels are booked. Baby. What is he doing that we connect so much? So what I'm saying is that maybe we had our own democracy. Maybe it still works. But maybe we can just tweak it to make it a bit more relevant, a bit more nationalistic. But the principles of it should stand. Because this take advantage of kind of system, monarchy style, Bruce Almighty kind of politics, I'm afraid that the new Ghanaian may not take it as we did. All the people want and are yearning for is a government of discipline and common sense. But who knows? Maybe you disagree with me. 0302 216 541. David Mate, my own mate at Methodist University, King David as I call him, he says ECOWAS should rather check bad governance and stop making measures that would end up killing innocent people. King David, I'm sure many people will agree with you. Hello, who's my first caller?
Nana Kwesi.
Nana Kwesi, let me hear you.
Okay. We need, I just want to add one to it, and wisdom, common sense, wisdom, and discipline. That will solve a lot of our problems. It looks like it's lost to certificate and speaking grammar. Why are people jubilating over a coup? Why are citizens jubilating over a coup? And ECOWAS seems to not to see the signal, what the communication, what is coming out from that. There is a ticking time bomb that is waiting to explode. And when that time comes, we won't join with water to quench it. We join with fuel to make it burn more. It's gotten to a time where they will not take us for granted any longer. How long has the Asset Declaration Bill been in Parliament? There's been a democratic coup in Africa. It's happening. Politicians say they don't like the bill. Why? So that we can account. There will be proper accountability for what they put in there. They said they don't like it. So how many years has it been in Parliament now? Democratic coup. So they make laws to justify wrongdoing. That is what is happening. And they think it's okay because it's in the Constitution. So it's okay. That one there is nothing wrong with it because the Constitution says so. And that is what we've been enjoying all this while. The bomb will explode. And when it does, we will join with fuel to make it burn more.
Well, I hope it would explode. I hope we will descend quick enough, capitalize on our peace, our safety, our maturity, our culture, and turn our fortunes around before we get there. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana. I am Evelyn.
Hello, Evelyn.
Yes, we indeed need a government with common sense, a listening government that will think about the people that they've been chosen to take care of. Not a government that will just fill in spaces with family and friends. For instance, if you go to Ministry of Health alone, we have a whole minister, we have 2 deputies, We have, what do they call it, Director General for Ghana Health Service. And then you ask yourself, so all these people, they cannot advise the president on health matters. Then you go to the presidential seat and you have presidential advisor to the president. Somebody who has been Ghana Health Service Director before, finish his job, you go and employ him, be giving him money, and we are suffering. Nana, thank you.
Thank you for listening, and thank you even for calling. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Nana, I get you, sir. Your son, Derek.
Derek, let me hear you, my brother.
Nana, you see, it seems like where we are going is a bit more slippery. I don't know if they are testing the pulse of the armed forces to see exactly what happened in 1972. Or they are taking them for fools. I think the wisest Nkrumah did was, I don't know, maybe he's 60 years ahead of his generation. And then if you read his books or go into history, he's the one who's written more than the rest of the BCs. Nkrumah ruled with overskilled but undercertified personalities. And look at what he achieved. Now, we are talking about PhDs and then the Queen's English. But if you come to the ground, work done, zero. So where are we going? Maybe we should be praying. This will turn into another Arab Spring. I rest my case.
Thank you very much, Derek. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, Nana, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is Benjamin Adenta.
Benjamin, let me hear you.
As always, you know, it's a shame. We live in this part of the world. We claim we are practicing democracy, and I don't know the kind of democracy we have been practicing. The president, after 10 years, after leaving office for 10 years, nobody can sue him. What kind of, if I use any words, you come off. What kind of, I don't know the word to use. What kind of thievery is this? So the president can mess up, nobody can call him to account, he can appoint any hoodlum to be minister. You gave 3 billion CDs to a big minister, and now he's running to become flag bearer. He can't even account for common onion. We are still importing onion from Niger. And Afriya Koto is all over the place that he wants to be president. And nobody is even hauling him. And the person who appointed him can never be hauled for questioning for 10 good years. I don't just understand the kind of democracy you have. And what results do you expect? The Bible says, and you know, we are a Bible-believing nation because about 70% of us are Christians. So I can use this. The Bible says only a fool, and a fool is spelled with capital words underlined, does the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. You're not going to get any different results. You declare your assets, all right, as a minister, public servant. We don't even beg them to come and work for us. They lobby for this position. They tell us, oh, I'm from America, I'm from Europe, I'm living a multi-million-dollar job, I work with JP Morgan Chase, all that rubbish. When they come down, what do? They come and steal. You know, they declare their assets. We can never even see it. It doesn't happen in any civilized democracy where we even copy the constitution from. It doesn't happen like that. When they know where our house is, armed robbers come and attack us. Who told you that? Don't we know where the president stays? Don't we know where many ministers are staying? Even the houses they are laundering money to build in Ebri. I can name a lot of ministers who have houses at Ebri. You know, but you ask me for evidence. They have people who build for them. They see all these things. The high-rise buildings you see all over Accra. Come to East Legon. Many of the houses where I live at the International Club, many of the houses springing up are for ministers. This is the fact. And the people building it will tell you. So they are laundering our money. They are building a lot. We can see whatever they declare. And people know where they stay. So I don't understand why we can never know what kind of things are in their assets. And many of the high-rise buildings, as research points out in Ghana, nobody is staying there. So who would invest money into building and don't expect any returns? It means they stole our money. They launder the money. They can't take the money abroad or anywhere because it has to come by dollars today. it's highly, people are going to be finding out. So what they do is just push the money into real estate, and nothing is happening. We have VNI, now NIB, National Bureau of Investigation, whatever they call themselves. Nobody is investigating. Economic, Iyoko is there. Iyoko and the financial intelligence, whatever they call them, they are all there. And millions of dollars are even leaving the banks on a daily basis. What kind of democracy is this?
I share your sentiment. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
Yeah, Abu Muhammad. I'm calling from Japan.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Yeah, first of all, what I want to say is those who hide behind the Constitution and they cheat the vulnerable, what they should understand is even the Bible and the Quran that we hold in high esteem, we are challenging them, we are taking them on, let alone the Constitution that they are hiding behind. That's a food for thought. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, too. 0302216541. All the people are yearning for as a government of discipline, common sense, and wisdom. Let me add that. Hello, who's talking to me?
Good evening, and thank God for keeping you.
Oh, Yajiman Joseph.
I hope you're doing well.
I'm good.
Nana, the short of everything is that they do the law to cover themselves, the lawmakers. Because if there's a saying that no one above the law, and when the law is about to catch them, then they are going to tell us that for the president, unless after 10 years. What are you telling me? The constitution over there is full of, mistakes. And somebody will read an article and used to cancel another article. Look at Opuni and that man, the National Pension Scheme or whatever, Thompson. These people, those people who have embezzled our money. But as I'm talking to you, they are not having enough evidence to prosecute them. Somebody will say that it's because those who should prosecute those people are also corrupt. So it's like they need a law to cover themselves. And for that matter, the democracy, you can only walk around and talk, but it will not do anything. Walk up, cry, and fat. So none this is where we find ourselves. And they are not able to change this law for the better. So the NPP, NDC, they do whatever, then all that they will say is, you are going to change the government. And when it's time for election, they give us something small, then we change our mind. And that's what is going on. So God be with us.
God be with us, true. Emmanuel Ayambila, Velma, Selma, and Hillary, and also now Nanaya Abrefi has joined them. Wherever you are, enjoy the listening. Hello, who's talking to me?
This is Abusa.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Yeah, Nana, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for the good work you are doing for Managana.
Thank you.
Nana, me myself, I'm a Christian, but let me ask you this question. Can't you see that we believe that our religion, especially the Christianity, is costing us a lot? For me, that's my little research I have done. That's what I see. Because our religious leaders in this country are not telling us the truth. They are not teaching what they're supposed to teach. All our leaders, some of them we accuse who are doing the wrong. Every Sunday they go to church and they go and give big offering. The money they steal, our tax we are paying every month they steal. They go and give it to the church, and the pastor stand over there, bless them, bless. So me, I can say a lot of the problem we are facing in this country is from our religion, especially the Christian, so-called Christian in this country. We have to teach what we have to practice what we are learning from the Bible. And let people know, if somebody do wrong, let the person know that what we are doing is wrong. Nana, may God have mercy on this country. Thank you very much.
God have mercy on us. 0302216541. We're looking at this new wave where military takeovers in 4 countries in West Africa. And we're saying that it may be because the masses are getting choked. It has been slow, it has been long, but every elastic eventually will break. And all the people are not asking for gold paved roads or milk and honey from their taps, but just common sense, a bit of equity, a bit of equality. People are yearning for excellence. We know we cannot have perfection. We know perfection is out of the question, but we are yearning for excellence. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is William.
Hello.
Yeah, Nana. Today, the people who have phoned in on your program, in fact, it makes me sense something, and I'm even afraid. It tells me that people are really, really angry, and if we don't hold the brakes, I don't know. I don't want to maybe say anything that might be prejudicial to your show. And you see, sometimes I think that we in the media too, we have also aided the politicians in the deceit or deceiving the people. The media, the people believe in us so much that they take our words for it. Yes. And you see, and it seems we are all guilty. Even this evening, I heard your business news. After Bank of Ghana has blown out 60 billion, I heard your business news, George. Is it George? Yeah, George. And it was like Bank of Ghana is having a better prospect from now till next year, kind of thing. And I'm like, wow. So are we doing another cover-up for that? Are we, the media, doing another cover-up for that? I'm not saying joy, no. Secondly, it was the same thing that we were doing with Data Bank, Financial, Social, and so almost every day. And we deceive people into putting their monies into the bills, the bonds, and all that until, let me use the word, until everything caputed on them and people are suffering. You understand? So, in fact, sometimes I don't blame the people. I blame us. We, the people in the media. Look, Article 286 of the Constitution, 2865, talks about declaration of assets. But we have never even seen anything close to that. And the high-rise building the guy is talking about, I can tell you, people are laundering our money for fear of sending it to the bank where maybe, what do you call it? There's a banking network that will shortlist you as a politically exposed person and then interbank something. That will make it difficult for you or will make it easier for the money to be traced, are all bypassed, and they are using these monies to build estates and all other, they are estate business, which is complete money laundering. But the BNIs, all the so-called houses, institutions which are supposed to be doing this underground are not giving us any information. And moreover, first of all, if we cannot even institute the law, we cannot even invoke the law, the declaration of assets, then what can even the Yoko and the rest even do? And about what I'm hearing from your program this evening, it has never, for me, maybe this is the first time I'm listening to other people. For me, it has never been this far. So we need to be extremely careful. We are drumming the edge of a very big drum. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm saying the new wave of Ghanaian may not take things as we did. You cannot maybe, hoodwink them like we were hoodwinked. They are a bit more switched on, and they will demand a new kind of system that would accommodate them. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana. This is Danieli from Tema.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Right. The issue of the coup d'etats in Africa, or by extension, Sub-Saharan Africa, is very, very sad. And for me, in my personal opinion, I think the approach in resolving the issues are very wrong because you go into negotiation with those who have been successful with these coup d'etats, and eventually they stay in power. And that has been the trend over the years. You don't resolve issues by addressing what has happened. You rather address why it happened. So if we don't address the source, the origin of the issues that led to coup d'etat, we would always be having them in sub-Saharan Africa. You always hear people talk about the youth of today are the next leaders. They are the next generational leaders. But for me, I think if indeed that is true, then we have lost it. Because our educational system from the grassroots is so bad, has been messed up by successive governments. Everybody comes in with their own ideas, 2.5 years, 2 years, 3 years. Now we even have red track, green track, blue track, yellow track. So is this these track of students that are going to lead the nation in few years to come? Those in power and out of power are taking their kids outside the country for better education, and they don't return. So who is going to be left in this country to become the next generational leader? If we don't address all these issues from the grassroots, then we are going to have educational coup d'etat, financial coup d'etat, agricultural coup d'etat, all the coup d'etats within all the aspects of our lives. We need to address these issues from the grassroots. Thank you, Nana.
Thank you very much. Pa Kofi in Lakeside. He says, and I read, hello, Nana, good evening. He says, Nana, as a continent and a country, what's our focal point that aligns us as one people? Where are we going and where is our destination? And if we don't know where we are going, any road can take us there. So Africa and Ghana, to be specific, is going but nowhere. Right now, to be sincere with you, I don't see Ghana becoming better anytime soon because everyone is talking, claiming we know what to do to solve our problem, yet the same people doing otherwise. Thank you. Thank you, Pa Kofi from Lakeside. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Who's talking to me?
Michael is talking. I'm speaking from home.
Michael, let me hear you. It's been a while.
We are managing.
Good.
God bless you about the good work you are doing for us.
Thank you.
God bless you more. I have nothing to say much. The only thing I can say is we are in the year of Antichrist. That's the only thing. Because Antichrist like corruption and lots of things. Gayism, a lot of things. So we are in Antichrist. We have to pray. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much too. 0302216541. Says suddenly the same party that brought them to political limelight, where they amassed billions of cedis at the expense of the ordinary Ghanaian, the party that demonized other regimes and crippled businesses, the party they touted to be the best of all parties, suddenly they all distance themselves from it and want everyone to believe that they will bring down heaven onto earth, where ordinary citizens will become as prosperous like them. Laughable. Henry in Kasoa. This one says a hybrid of Nkrumah and Rawlings is what we need in a leader. With the vision of Nkrumah and discipline of Rawlings, with that synergy, Ghana would rapidly progress. Till that happens, soon we will march. We'll march with canes to large people. That's Kofi. You get a tenacity of a champion too, you know. Add that into the mix, Mr. Dua. Folks, that's what we do every Monday after the news. We meet up here, bring a topic, we discuss it, we share our views and opinions, devoid of insults. And it has been so for over a decade. Yep, over a decade. I want to say thank you to all of you who made it to the Republic of Edumasa. Each and every one of you that made it to the Republic of Edumasa, to Yavesin's funeral, to my own Chief of Staff's funeral. For myself and Hans Versen, to the Accra Hockey Club, we say thank you very much. This one says Nana Ansah for the third force. Kofi Hayford is ready and already lined up with some soul-searching songs. Maxwell Agbagba is lining up. I don't see the gold phone. Yeah, gold phone, man. Abeku Sankofi was on the ones and twos. Cosby says I was fast asleep just waking up to the show. Assisting on the ones and twos is Mirabel Johnson. Able and capable Mirabel Johnson. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Edumasa. Hey, and let me say thank you very much to Ohinere Awodansua, taking charge in the palace, cooking deep into the night, serving guests. It's not an easy task. Folks, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter.